think I pressed yes. Okay, great. So also I put these classes on YouTube. So if you ever want to go on YouTube, it's totally free. You can do them again or practice what we learned today. So let's sit up as tall as we can, close our eyes. And if it feels okay, just breathe. Just noticing. Noticing the feeling of air entering our body, filling us up, expanding our lungs and our ribs. Feeling length down our spine, extending the crown of our head up, and softening our shoulders. Letting the shoulders come down and away from our ears, however you want to have your hands, up or down on your knees. Taking the time at the beginning of our practice to notice our breath. Notice how the breath is cool going in. Maybe slightly warmer on the way up and out. Breathing in and filling the base of our lungs, the middle of our lungs, and the top. And then letting that air go back out from the top, the middle, and finally the base. Filling up from the bottom of our lungs to the top. And that air going back out from the top to the bottom. Staying here, simply noticing how it feels to breathe. Softening our face. Let's bring our hands down to the land beside our bodies. Notice the earth beneath our fingertips, while the crown of our head is extending up towards the ceiling. Lifting up our left hand up towards the sky on a breath in, and a breath out, we'll bring our hand back towards the earth. Inhale, reaching the other side goes up. Exhale, we bring our hand back towards the earth, side to side at your own pace. If it doesn't feel nice, of course, we can skip this movement altogether and keep our hands on our knees. Just breathe. A couple more on each side. And if it feels okay, we'll start to add both of our arms. Breathing in and reaching both of our arms up. Breathing out, bringing both of our hands back towards the earth. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, hands come back down. Continuing to flow with your own breath. We can work on drawing our thumbs together and touching them at the top. And then bringing the hands back towards the land. However it feels best to breathe. One or two more of these flowing seated mountain poses, and then we'll add a little bit of a bend on. So let's take our left hand down to the left side of the mat and tip over to the left side. If you want to hold your head with your right hand, you can. We'll come all the way back up and over to the other side. So we'll keep that hand in pretty close so that we can support our body. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, we tip over. One breath, one move. Each time that we're inhaling, we feel like we're lengthening our spine, and then a gentle bend. One more side to side, and we'll see how it feels now to add on a little twist. Let's open up across our body, reach our chest, our hands out wide, and then take our right hand over to our left knee and look back over our back shoulder if that feels nice. Then coming back to center, reaching and extending, and then over to the other side. See how it feels on that side. And we add on the breath and the movement. Breathing in, we come back to center, reach our arms wide, breathe out, we twist. Breathe into center, and breathing out to our twist, all on your own now at your own pace. And close your eyes. Take this time to notice how your spine is feeling. Relaxing our hips. Letting go of any judgment today towards our bodies, towards others. Last one. Let's come back to center and bring the left hand over and across to our right knee and reach our right arm up towards the sky. Think of where that left shoulder is and we'll bring it slightly towards the left knee. If you want to, look up at your top hand, just see how your neck feels. We'll lift and over to the other side. Right hand, left knee, left hand up, right shoulder towards our right knee. If it feels okay to look up, we'll look up, or you can keep your eyes closed. Let's come back up, bring our hands back behind us, open up across our hearts. If it feels nice for you, a small little dive forward, reaching our chest towards the front of the room. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, lengthening and reaching the heart forward. A few more of those, or take this time to rest. Wonderful. On our next breath in, we'll come up, bring our hands back behind us, and bring our feet out in front. Walk our feet out a little bit wider than our hips. Open up across the heart. Draw the heels in a little bit, and then make them come over to one side. We'll just see how our hips are feeling. All the way up and over to the other side. So we've got a pretty good amount of space as we work towards dropping one knee down. Doesn't have to touch the ground. Just notice how our hips are doing. All right, let's keep our knees over to your left side, sitting up, and bringing our right hand over to our left knee for a gentle twist again, checking in with our spine. Letting go of any competition today. We'll come all the way to the center and over to the other side, dropping our knees up and over, left hand over to our right knee. Maybe we look over our back shoulder and breathe. If the mind wanders, notice it wandered. Drop back to being present in your body, in your breath. Bringing our chin around, our chest around. Let's move into a butterfly leg just to see how our hips are feeling again. Sitting tall, let's draw our right knee up towards the body and down. Inhale, bring that other one up and down. Let's move side to side. Warming up our joints nicely today before we're holding any of the big postures. All right, let's bring our right foot forward and cross our left ankle over our leg. Now you could hold onto your foot this way or put your fingers between your toes. Depends if you want to stretch between your toes at all. And we'll do some ankle rotations. So we're going in one direction at the moment. Try to loosen up that ankle. We'll pause and then go the opposite direction. So we're pulling up and back. Seeing how our left ankle feels without judging our ankle. Wonderful. Let's take our fingers out and we'll do the other side. So bending that right knee, bringing it up and across and over. If it feels good to stretch between your toes, it might. Let's start going in one direction, whichever direction feels best. Loosening our ankle. Let's let our hand do all the work. So our hand is making our foot move. We'll pause and go the opposite direction. Last one or two. All right, let's make our way to all fours if that feels nice for us, or if you're at home and you'd prefer to be standing for cat and cow, you can. So I'll show a couple different versions of our cat and cow. We can be on all fours, lots of space between our fingers, some space between our knees, maybe our fists. If your wrists hurt, you can use your fists for wrists. So we start to tuck our tailbone, round our back, look back at our knees for cat. And then for cow, we turn our tailbone up towards the sky, belly goes towards the earth, and our chest reaches towards the earth. And we continue to flow through that. We want to bring our hands right underneath our elbows and our shoulders and start to move one vertebrae at a time. Inhaling cow, exhaling, rounding our backs into cat. Remembering it's okay to take a rest. One more cat, one more cow. We'll move into child's pose. We bring our big toes towards each other and then take our tailbone towards our heels. You can have as much space as you want for your knees. And then our body comes down towards the mat. If you want to bring your head to the floor, you can. Or you can place your fists here onto your forehead. If you're at home and you're standing at home, you're forward folding, letting the low back feel space across our lower back. And if it feels nice, we try to let our head totally rest on the mat. So give our neck a break. It might even feel good to massage your forehead down on the earth. We'll come back up to our all fours position, bring our either fists for wrists or hands underneath to move through our spinal balance. Let's slide our right hand forward a little bit and then take the opposite foot back. If it feels nice, you can lift, but you don't have to lift. If that feels unsteady, keep your hand down. And then we come back to all fours or that tabletop position and try the other side, extending our hand and our foot, opposite hand and foot, or reaching and lengthening and lifting. Coming back to tabletop. And let's add our breath and our flow. We inhale and reach, opposite hand and foot. We exhale, come back to all fours. And then we continue to flow through. If it doesn't feel good for us to be moving, you can hold the pose instead. We're just trying to match that movement to our breath, create a nice stretch down the sides of our back. Amazing. One or two more on each side. And we'll take it one more time back to our child's pose whenever you're ready, or a forward fold if we're at home standing. So we bring those big toes back together and we find a place to put our forehead on our mat or on our hands. And we bring our awareness back to the breath, back to the feeling of our breath filling up our body, expanding our ribs and our lungs, and then letting that breath go back out into the world. We'll come back to our all fours. We'll be making our way to a lunge. So bringing the right foot, your right foot up to the top of your mat, or you grab that right foot, walk it up to the top. Where did I put my block? If you want to have your block underneath your hands, you can, but you don't have to. We're going to do a gentle twist. So your left hand is down, your right hand comes to your right knee, and we bring this hip flexor towards the floor. Stretching, maybe we look over up our shoulder if our neck feels okay. We'll bring our chin around, our chest around, and now shift our hips back, lift our front toe up. Just a little bit. Don't have to straighten your leg or anything. Feeling the back of our leg stretching. All right, let's do the other side. So we'll take that right foot back. If you're using your block or your chair or standing, we'll bring the left ankle forward. Bring the hip flexor forward first, and that same side hand comes to your front knee. If you want to look up over your back shoulder, you can, dropping our hips towards the floor. We'll bring our chin back around, untwist our neck, and now shift back, lifting up our front toes, stretching our hamstring and the back of our left leg, whatever leg you have forward. We'll walk ourselves forward and push off our back foot up to the top of our mat for a forward fold. Grab our elbows, take a little rock side to side. Breathe. Bringing our hands to our shins, we'll come about halfway up, flattening out our backs as best we can, lengthening our spine. And then bending the knees a little, stretching again into a forward fold. halfway lift. So we come halfway back up, lengthening our spine, drawing our belly button up towards our spine, and then folding again, exhaling. 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. 1 more. And fold. Now we move into chair pose. Bend our knees, lift our chest, bring our hands to our hearts, and we're in our chair. And we'll flow our chair. Breathe in and sweep our arms up towards the sky. Breathe out, draw our hands back towards our heart, sit back. Inhaling up. Exhaling, sitting back and down. All at your own pace. Pressing into both of our feet. One more. We'll come to extended mountain. So feet are grounded. Both of our arms are reaching up towards the sun. Extended mountain, pressing down into both of our feet. Reaching both of our arms up. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Soften our knees a little bit. And we'll hinge forward, only going halfway down. Staying here if it feels okay, bringing our hands to our heart. Pressing into our feet, let's sweep all the way back up. Draw our hands to our heart. And stepping the left foot back so that we can turn on an angle or just create some space between your feet so you've got a lot of space. Our toes are out on angles slightly towards the top corners of our mats. And we'll move through some moonflowers, great for our hips and our shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out, bend our elbows, bend our knees. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, sitting the hips back. All on your own. It feels nice. We close our eyes. Letting go of any expectations today on our bodies. Feeling our elbows moving towards our ribs. We stretch across our heart center. A few more. Now an option, if it feels nice, to bend the knees and reach down towards the earth. Big bend in our knees. And then breathe in, reach all the way back up. Breathe in, up, breathe out, back and down. All on your own. Closing our eyes, moving with our breath at our own perfect pace. Last one. We'll bend our knees, come into a gentle goddess pose. Bring our elbows in front, stretch between our shoulder blades. Open back up, hands to knees. And we'll straighten out our legs, quads feeling good. Tick-tock our feet towards each other again. Wonderful. So there's our warm up, and then we'll move on with some more standing poses. But if you wanted to grab a drink, yes, warm. Well, lots of movement in the warm up to get us all warm, our joints working and lubricate. And then we'll add on a few extra things. And then the last half of class is down on the mat again. All right. So let's do a really gentle half of a sun salutation. The chair is a really good friend to be towards the top of your mat if you want to use that chair to step back into our lunges or our warriors. Yeah, so just make sure you might want to anchor one end onto your mat so it's not going to slip. Lovely. All right. So let's come up to the tops of our mats. So we close that down. Oh, close that down. Turn that down. We'll come up. Hopefully Pauline can still see me there. Let's take a big, beautiful breath and reach up for the sun. And we'll go halfway down, grab our chair or move into airplane. I'm going to grab my chair. We come back up, breathe in. Now this time you can grab your chair again or step back a little bit, go right into your forward folds. Block could be there too. We come halfway lift like we practiced, hands to shins, and then fold again. Now we bend our knees, and here's where we have lots of options. You can hold the chair or hold your right leg, and we step our left foot back. Let's rise up or stay where we are into a lunge. If it feels better, you stay right where you are. Hands might feel better to keep hands down. Hands come back, and let's just look over our front toe while we're reaching for our back heel. Let's bring our hands to our chair and step up to a forward fold. Take another rest. Halfway lift, hands to shins. And then we fold again. We go all the way up, sweep up to the sun, sweep our arms up, and bring our hands to heart. All right, let's do it again. Inhale, sweep up to the sun. Exhale, just halfway down. We grab our chair, move into airplane. All the way back up. And either that same movement or full forward fold. We bend our knees, bring our hands to our chair, step our right foot back. Doesn't have to go too far. We're bending our left knee. You can stay right where you are if that feels good, or come up into a high lunge, or stay right where you are if it feels nice there. You can stay again right where you are, or if you're at home, maybe you're leaning over your front foot, or you're holding your chair. We'll grab our chair, step to the top of our mat, forward fold. Halfway lift. And then we find that lovely fold again. All the way up. Press down into both of our feet. We sweep up towards the sun. Thankful for the sun today. Hands come to our hearts. Let's do one more flow on either side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, halfway to our chair. We press into our feet. Again, we rise back up, reaching up for the sun. Now a full forward fold, or stop on your chair if that feels better. Let's bend our knees. Now our left foot goes back. If it feels nice, stay right where you are, or come up into a high lunge, or stay right where you are. Then we'll all go back to our lunge. And we'll step to forward fold up to the tops of our mats again. We fold in half, stretch our back, stretch the backs of our legs. Halfway lift, hands to shins or the chair. And fold, let your head be heavy. All the way up, root down, rise up to the sun. And we'll slide our hands to our heart. One more on the other side. Inhale, sweep and reach. Exhale, dive halfway to your chair, stretching the backs of your legs. This time our right foot goes back. We can stay here in this lunge position, pressing into that front foot, or choose to reach up into a high lunge or stay right where you are. And then we make our way right back to our forward fold up to the tops of our mat. Halfway lift. and fold. Root down, rise up to the sun. And we'll bring our hands to heart. Wonderful. Grab another drink if you'd like to have another drink, or adjust your clothes. And then we'll move on to warriors. So our chair, if we're going to use our chair, it'll either be at the front of your chair or we'll have it on the right side of our mat. Yes, right foot forward. And we'll step that left foot back, heel down. So this is what you can use your chair for. If it feels better, then we sit our backside on our chair for our warrior, or we're here for our warrior. Let's bend our right knee, turn the right toes up towards the short edge of your mat, or whichever side you want to do. So one knee is bent, one leg is pretty straight. Yeah, fantastic. Warrior two, we'll reach our arms out and maybe we're looking down our front hand. Yep, that one. Soften our shoulders, lengthen our fingers. Check in with our core strength. If it feels better for you, you can always bring your hands to heart if it feels too challenging for the core or the back. But we work towards closing our eyes and noticing our breath. Feeling strong, feeling connected to the earth through the soles of our feet, and noticing each breath. Letting go of our day. Let's straighten out our front leg now. So we've made more of a triangle shape with the floor and our legs. Yep. Open up our wings. Reach the front hand. So your front hand forward towards the window. Keep that leg bent, and then we come down into this is triangle pose. So blocks are helpful. So was the chair, or you don't use anything. If it feels okay to be here, if it feels discomfort in our back, we take our top arm behind us. If it feels okay to be there, then we're there. Wherever you want to look, you can look up, you can look down, you can close your eyes. Then we'll all look at our front foot, we lift our back heel, and we step up to our mat and forward fold. Wonderful. Now we'll be taking our other foot back. So whichever foot wasn't forward, that foot goes back, heel down, and we're moving into our warrior two on the other side. So one knee bending towards the window. We open up our arms and reach in opposite directions. Maybe the palms of our hands facing the floor. Breathe. Once again, we start to check in with our core strength, the length of our neck, the strength and stability of our legs. We stay here for 10 more breaths. Now straightening our front leg, reaching the front hand towards the windows again. So we're doing that triangle pose again. And then your front hand goes towards your front leg. And we find our breath. Let's look down at our front foot and we'll step back up to the top of our mat for a forward fold. Maybe holding our elbows, taking that lovely little rock side to side, stretching our lower back. We'll come halfway up. And then we'll go into a chair. So bend our knees, lift our heart. Pressing into both of our feet, both of our heels. And sweeping all the way up to the sun. And hands to heart. All right, let's do a couple balance poses and then we'll sit back down on our mat. So we'll do pigeon. If you want to try it with your chair first, you can. So we'll take a seat on our chair if that feels okay. And then I'll show the option for standing after if you want, unless you're at home and you want to go straight into standing. Let's cross one ankle over. Keep our foot strong and flexed. And if it feels okay, we can lean forward just a little bit. We feel a stretch back here in our hip. We'll support our knee and focus on the stretch happening in our hip area. All right, let's come back up. We'll do the other side seated, and then we'll try it standing. So we cross our ankle over. So that's a relaxed foot. So let's try to flex and then reach our chest forward. Keeping our sit bones pushing into the mat or into the chair. Breathe, feel and listen to the body. Connecting to our breath. Wonderful, let's come up and we'll try that same pose standing, unless you want to do it the other way. So this time we can use our chair if you want to, just as a balance. We'll start with crossing our right ankle across. Keep our foot flexed and then bend our left knee. So we should feel a big movement or stretch in our hip. If you want to, hands to heart, but you don't have to. Just try to find the breath and the pose at the same time. Let's try to take one more beautiful breath in and out. Straighten out our leg, take that foot down, and we'll do the other side. Bring it up and over, sit back. And then choose if we want to stay here stable with the chair or bring our hands to heart. 5 breaths. Amazing. Let's straighten out our leg. Take a big, beautiful breath up. And we'll dive all the way down, bend our knees. And then we'll bend our knees even deeper, hands to the mat. We'll come to a seated position. So come down to all fours, then bring our feet around to the front. Okay. We are not getting back up again. We're down on the mat. Let's move through a couple boat poses. So if you're working on lifting your legs in a boat pose, our block can be at the top of our mat. You don't have to use your block. We'll lift up nice and tall. We can keep the feet down or bring them onto our block, hold our knees, or bring our hands back behind, leaning back just a little bit so that your core muscles catch you. You can stay with the hold or bring hands off. Whatever works, wherever you can breathe. Space across our chest, a long neck. If you want to lift your feet up, you can. But if the breath leaves, then we bring our feet back down. All right, let's bring our belly towards our legs, maybe hold our feet or the backs of our legs. We'll keep our belly right on our thighs. and start to walk our feet a little bit forward. So an inchworm, a little inchworm inching forward. You can stay right there or move right into a forward fold, keeping our belly towards our thighs and reaching our heart forward. It's okay to have a little bend in your knees, of course. So as long as you can breathe. Closing our eyes and just noticing a feeling of relaxation on our breath out, a feeling of lengthening on our breath in. All right, let's walk our hands back up. We'll bend our right knee, or whichever knee you want to bend. We'll take it off to the side and hold our knee if it feels okay. And our pose is cradle the baby. So if you want to lift up here, this is your baby's head is right here. You want to hold our baby head, or elbow and elbow. So whatever works. If this feels better, we stay down, hand or elbow. You can rock your baby or hold the baby steady. We lengthen up through the spine, feel our sit bones down into the land, and then we check in with our breath. Every breath, a gift. Let's take this right foot now and place it on the inside of that left knee. Sit up tall and bring our left hand to our right knee and find a twist. Amazing. Let's untwist ourselves, come back to the front and cradle our baby the other side. So we'll bend this opposite knee, take it out to the side, find our baby here. Maybe we're holding, maybe it feels better in the elbow. We'll find some rocking or holding steady. Lifting up our hearts, closing our eyes, connecting to our breath. Noticing this moment as the only moment. Bringing our full awareness to our breath in and our breath out. And drawing the left foot now down to the inside of that right knee. We'll sit tall again and bring our right hand or elbow right around that knee. We'll point the opposite toes up towards the sky and find a gentle twist. Wonderful. Let's draw our chin around, our chest around, and we'll be rolling onto our backs. Take your time getting there. Roll back, draw the knees to chest and rocking side to side. Massaging our backs. Stretching our backs here. Let's fold our knees towards our belly. And then placing the right foot down on the mat, we'll extend our left heel up towards the ceiling and turn our toes towards our nose, stretching the back of our leg. Let's do a few circles with that ankle again, checking in with our top foot. Going in one direction and then the other. We'll cross this ankle over our opposite knee. And then lift the foot up off the mat and use our hands to reach for the backs of our thigh. If it feels nice, you can draw that leg in a little closer, but you don't have to. That doesn't feel good. Softening our jaw, our eyes, our forehead. We'll release the foot back down to the mat. And then extend the other foot up towards the sky. We'll first stretch our hamstring, turning the toes towards our nose. We'll do some circles with our ankle. One way and then the other. We'll be crossing that ankle over our knee. If it feels nice, lifting that foot up off the mat, feeling a stretch. An option to reach through for the back of that leg and increase the intensity of this pigeon pose. Feeling our chest rest, our shoulder blades rest, our face rest. Let's take both of our feet now up towards the sky. If it feels nice, our hands can go up as well. If that doesn't feel good, bringing our hands to our ribs. Anchoring down our lower back. Wonderful. Let's bend our knees, put our feet on the floor, bring our hands to our belly. And start to notice our breath again. Notice the natural rise and fall of your belly. With each breath out, softening our jaw and our face, our shoulders. If it feels better for our back today, an option to walk our feet a little bit out to the sides. And then let our knees drop back towards each other, feeling a little more space in our lower back. Wonderful. You can stay here for relaxation or extend your legs a little bit longer, lying flat on our backs or keeping our knees where they are. All right. I'll put on some relaxing music and bring a cooling cloth around for your forehead. Oops. Now it's time to rest, restore, make any adjustments to feel more relaxed. Here is your phone. allowing the weight of our body to melt down into the earth. Feeling our body resting, restoring, relaxing. Taking a moment to make any adjustments. Feel the breath flowing in and flowing softly out. Softening our face and jaw to allow the breath to flow smoothly in and out. Softening our eyes, our shoulders. Creating space around our hearts. Letting your entire body feel relaxed and heavy, secure and safe. Letting any distracting thoughts float away like a cloud. Notice the thoughts and then let it go. Bringing our kind awareness to our feet. Imagining that your feet have grown roots deep into the earth beneath you. Sense that feeling of a strong foundation and a deep connection to the land, to the earth. Imagining those roots lengthening as your body further relaxes and any unwanted energy or thoughts gently drain out through these roots. If your mind begins to wander, bring your focus back to the flow of your breath. Moving our awareness and attention to our calves. Scanning from your toes up to your thighs. Notice what you notice, no judgment. Sensations, images, thoughts, and feelings. Whatever it is you're experiencing is perfect in this moment. And if you don't notice anything, that too is perfect. Just be present with the lower half of your body. Moving along now to our torso, centering our attention on our bellies. Your gut provides valuable information to you on a daily basis. Information that flows into your brain. Notice what you notice in your belly in this moment. Notice anything that arises and just be with it. There is nothing you need to do here right now. Shifting our focus to the core of your heart. If it helps, you can place your hand over your heart and allowing your heart to beat in its natural rhythm. Just finding the heartbeat. Listening within. Shifting our focus to the crown of our heads. As you open your focus to the spaciousness of the sky above. A sky that is unlimited in potential and endless in possibilities, just like we are. Taking a gentle breath in and out. Feeling a sense of peacefulness around you and within you. As we complete our time here, gently opening our eyes and beginning to connect again with our surroundings. Making some small movements to our fingers and our toes. Maybe some small movements to our wrists and our ankles. Notice what you notice. And when you're ready, we can move our head side to side. If it feels nice, taking a nice long stretch and then rolling over onto one side. Until you're ready to come up back to a seated position at your own pace. There's no rush whatsoever, whether you're at home or here. You can place your cloth wherever you want, on the back of your neck or anywhere else. Let's take a big, beautiful breath in. Once we get there, inhale up. We'll draw our palms together, slide our thumb down our forehead, our nose, our chin towards our heart. One more big breath in. Inhale some kindness to yourself, to others, and exhale away any last bits of tension. Feels nice. We can bow towards the earth. Thankful for the gifts of the earth today. Namaste. And enjoy the rest of your Monday. If you're here with me or if you're at home, have a wonderful day. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.